16. You see this part, Bailey? Uh, this one here. Do I include that in my
Oof.
when I send the proposal as well? This this heading.
I would, okay, so this is going to sound a little weird, but Nero's new thing is to tell people to cut to the chase. And I'm just like, girl, if that's not what we mean by that's rude. You're not being agitating, you're being rude. So you don't want to include let's cut to the chase, even Tato's laughing. So this 86 it, we're going to nix it. But here's why your project demands a specialized approach. And then instead of period, we would have semicolon. All of these things are indications that this was written by a human being. And then
Okay.
saying something like you're not just looking for a partnership manager, this is a repetition of what it is that the client is looking for. So we call that friction. You won't get rid of that. You're looking for someone who understands how to, not really. Okay. So all of this stuff here, where you're repeating back the scope of the project to the client is friction.
So I
That
don't
just
include
says whole time I thought Nero was eating. Um, so let me just black it out for you guys. I think this will make it so much easier for you guys to
that.
visualize what I mean, if that's okay with you, Kaya. Uh,
Sure.
I'm gonna black out the screen. So we're getting rid of this and
Hmm.
this, right? We're getting rid of, let's cut to the chase. So here's why your project demands a specialized approach. The real challenge isn't just about sending outreach messages and ensuring those messages resonate. And while my experience in cryptocurrency is minimal, my track record shows that I learn quickly. Okay, so to be quite honest with you, this entire thing, now that I've read the entire thing,
It's an honor.
it's so much friction. Um,
Well,
it's
I was
it's so
addressing the
much
elephant in
friction.
the room here. In regards to, I don't my understanding of cryptocurrency is not it's not that great, but I do understand it to a certain level.
Because I really don't want us to focus on what I can't do. I like focusing on what I can do, what I will do, what you need me to do. Okay, so since we're agitating and we're addressing the elephant in the room at the same time, here's why I'm still the best choice for you. Proven success in diverse sectors. I've managed partnerships across various industries, successfully adapting my strategies. Okay, let's keep on reading from there. Rapid learning and adaptation. Okay, so the other thing I want you guys to remember is that we never want to start our value
Yeah,
proposition
of
like
course.
this.
Yeah,
It's still friction.
yeah.
We have got to find a way, in my opinion, we've got to find a way to get Neuro to take all of this information, I'm meaning everything that's here, and I'm going to highlight it for you, and summarize it into one really good and agitating paragraph. And you can legitimately say that in your prompt to her. Just be like, thanks, Neuro. Can you take my entire value proposition or my VP and summarize it into a single paragraph? Because we don't want the proposal to be too long. We still want it to have a fairly short read time because time is money. The client is going to see the first two lines of your proposal, which is good because your value proposition is good there. And then they're going to see that paragraph. If they choose to read more, you're going to see that paragraph with your VP that's summarized. And then consider these three key questions. Of course, you can put it that way. Here's why I'm still the best choice for you. And then consider these key questions. And as you decide what's the best on the best fit, how flexible is your current strategy? So the thing that we would do here, as you know, we would number them to make it easy for the client to respond. And then your value proposition, ending off, here's what I propose. Let's have a look at what's going on there. Let's start with a quick audit of your current social media partnerships and outreach strategies. I'll provide a few actionable insights. Okay, that sounds really, really good. We are going to get rid of this ending because, as you
Of
know,
course,
weak
no, that I know.
sauce, right?
Yeah, that I know. Yeah.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Let's have a look at your prompt because if we don't like the output, there's something about the input. Um, Take a look at this. all the relevant information for the client. Do not forget the following. I'm going to give you the hint inside our chat here on Zoom. If anybody has a question while I'm doing that, please raise your hand or type it in the chat. And did Neuro manage to, okay, so another tip that I have for you is keep the project reviews or reviews from previous freelancers, because that's how Neuro will determine things like attention to detail, because Neuro has the ability to see the attention to detail.
Well, this job did not have, or this client did not have any reviews as yet.
Mm.
Mm.
And what is their hire rate?
Yeah.
So you're going to look at view
Hold
job
on, hold on,
posting right here.
hold on. Yeah.
Thank you.
0%. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
That,
so you've already answered the question of the evening. It's not
mm,
really that this particular project is a scam. It's just that right now we're playing the odds. Connects, 13 connects, and this is how much we have available. We have to make the most educated guess about how we're going to spend our connects. And I don't recommend this project. Just based on these stats alone. We haven't done the magic else, so who knows what more information we can glean. But just based on those stats that we just flashed on the screen, it wouldn't be very good that you caught this before you sent a proposal.
sure.
So squad, can somebody tell me, ideally, what is the amount that we're looking for? I'm going to start squiggling it on the screen here. Is anybody going to grab the mic and like give us the answer? Mpa says 10. Mpa says 10. Mpa, I'm going to give you the biggest hug because ain't no way. So here we're looking for at minimum 56%, but I really like the odds when it's 70% or higher. Doesn't need to be 88, right? Like what Bernarda thought yesterday. Doesn't need to be 88, but if it can be 70 and higher, you're good to go. So I'll try to sort your filters according to those projects that where the client has a history, where they've hired at least 1 to 9 freelancers in the past. And it's easy for you to like set that filter because it's right there when you're doing your saved searches.
Crazy, and we spoke about this last night.
I gave you another prompt that you should add to what you say to Neuro in the chat, but I'm really relieved for you that we didn't go for it for this particular project because they don't deserve you. They don't deserve you.
Right? They don't. Yeah.
They don't. Do we have any other questions?
Thanks so much, Betty.
It seems like we may not have any other questions, so I have to share my screen. I haven't done this in, I don't know if I'm looking forward to it or not. Okay, yes, please grab the mic if you can to unmute yourself.
Yes, Bailey. It's not a question as such. I'm just noticing a trend here where mostly when the Upwork clients are new, there's always gonna be like less hiring, less than 50%, less, it all goes together. So I'm noticing a trend. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong there, but I'm just noticing this trend. Like it's wise to just check how long they've been on the platform first and then carry on with the details. But there is a trend there.
I would actually even say it's not a matter of how long they've been on the platform. It's just how much money have they spent? How much money have they actually
Yes.
spent on this platform? Okay,
We're hiring
yes.
people, yes.
We have another question. Please feel free to ask away.
Hi.
Was that
Uh,
hi, Bob?
yeah, so I actually have a question. I think I might have noticed that, okay, there was this one job, the hire rate was high, nah? And
Mm,
then I noticed after, I think about 2 days, that still, I think that they were not active. Then the hire rate went down. Is that even possible? Or was I just imagining things?
yeah.
Is it possible
So
for the
it's it
hire
is
rate
it
to go?
is it is 1000% possible. It's very good that you noticed that. So I like these questions. So here's what can happen. In as much as when we take forever to respond to project invitations, Upwork lets the client know how long we take. And so that helps them determine whether or not they want to work with you, right? And so, same thing happens with clients. If a client decides that they're going to put out a project and then it takes them forever to hire someone, Upwork is like, you are wasting our time. We do not want to have our freelancers submit proposals to this. So that's when the hire rate goes down. So let me show you something that even if their payment method is verified, even if their phone number is verified, I still feel like you may want to use caution. So let me share my screen and then I'll talk you through what's going on here. And even if they're saying as clients they're in a specific geographic location, even geography sometimes won't save you from dodgy characters because anybody can say that they're any verify your payment method and pick up the phone when Upwork calls you, you're good to go. So here's where I would say you guys might want to exercise some level of caution here. So they're looking for, this was posted 2 hours ago, so it's not even fresh out the box. Can everybody see my screen? Guys, give me thumbs up or something if you can see my screen.
I can see it.
Yes, we can see it.
Thank you, Nicole. All right, so we're going to quickly, and this client is willing to hire anybody worldwide. So it's not just for like Germans or people in the EU. Now, first thing, without even looking at the project description, you can see here, payment method verified, they made it through, phone number verified, they made it through. They're in Europe, the way that we want everything to be. But then this is their only job they've posted. They've been a member since today. They recently joined. Their niche is art and design, and it's a small company. Okay, nothing against small businesses. Let's see what's going on. And then 0% hire rate, one open job, of course, because they are new to the platform, right? Okay, new to the platform. That's not always a bad thing. Then we go here, Germany-based business, skilled digital marketing specialist, boost our online sales by 30K. Okay, so they've given you must basically help them make money for their brand new business. Look at that. Develop and implement digital marketing strategies. Execute this. Even if you do all of this, this is the target they want you to hit. Are there, my good dear marketers in the house, can we predict how long it's going to take us to hit a certain amount for a very brand new client
No, no, we can't.
by the end of 2024? Zola already said, no, no, we can't. Anybody else have an answer? Mpo says, no. Anybody else? I'm sure Mpo and Zola are not our only digital marketers.
I'm just wondering, if we look at their current conversion rates, can't we track how to increase their income? So if you look at their current stats and how they are converting their current clientele, can't we then be able to do a timeline up as to when they would reach the 30,000 euros?
Yes, we could do that. That would be our value proposition, right? But here's where it gets even dodgier, as in, here's where it gets tougher. So then what does Upwork call this? All of this was a clue as to the kind of nonsense that's about to ensue in the project description, by the way. So you can literally look at, it's an open and shut case, but if you want to go into it and look under the guts of the situation, here we go. They give you a budget for online marketing. They say they're going to give you 20% commission. On Upwork, can you have a commission contract? What does it look like when you have a commission contract on Upwork?
No, you can't.
I'm going to ask Lebuchang to see if she can try to explain this to us. Because this is really, I'm not targeting you, by the way. This is really how some of these clients trip us up. It looks so good. Like you assume this 1K is for you. And then when you read, okay, no, it's not for me, but 20% on 30,000. Oh my gosh, that's 6,000 euros. That's even more than the 1K that I thought I was going to get. 6,000 euros. Oh my gosh, that sounds like such a good deal. And all I have to do is audit their current metrics and improve on them. And then I've got 6,000 euros by the end of this year.
So I would not go ahead and work with a client like this, because what proof do I have that they would actually pay me at the end of the thingy? Because
They
I
literally
don't know
told
if,
you.
but I don't know if Upwork will, like, when we get into the contract, because I've actually never worked, so I don't know if it would be able to be in the contract that 6,000 euro payout when they do reach the 30,000 budget, the thing target that they've set. I don't know how I would structure that into an Upwork contract, because I'm literally, firstly, they're going to provide me the information I require for me to see how long it will take to 30K. And then should that timeline be 6 months, we've only got 4 months left of 2024, meaning that I'm not going to reach that target. But then therefore, it doesn't make sense for me to work with the company, right? And then secondly, I just feel like I'm drawing water from a stone.
I like your answer. I like the analogy that you made, drawing water from a stone. Yeah. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you is that Upwork is not a commissions-based platform. In fact, here's where it gets really tricky and tense for freelancers. If you agree to take this project on, here's something that's crazy. You, as the freelancer, are going against Upwork's terms of service. This is against the TOS, right? Because how do I know that you're going against the TOS? You're not taking this client off the platform. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not talking to the client off the platform. Everything's happening on Upwork. Yes, everything may be happening on Upwork, but you are going to do something that Upwork doesn't like. You are going to work for. Can anybody finish that off for me?
Work for free.
When you're going to work for free. And working for free goes against Upwork's terms of service. Because Upwork is a platform for you and your prospective client to find each other. So when you work for free, Upwork gets nothing out of the deal. And so there we go. Client is asking for free work. Sometimes what you will get is a list, like a list where the client is like doing all the things. Number one, client is asking for free work. Client is offering payment outside of Upwork. I mean, if you're going to pay me a commission, that's way outside of the ambit of how Upwork works. Maybe they might turn around and pay me the fixed rate commission afterwards, but right now I got nothing. And it's also highly illegal and unethical. Well, it's not illegal. It's just unethical because you're working for free and the project looks like a scam. I wouldn't say this is a suspicious link, but it does look like a scam. So I immediately will say to Upwork client is looking to hire someone on commission and will withhold payment if conditions are not met. Okay, I'm not sure what I wrote. Okay, so if certain conditions that they determine. Okay, yeah, everything looks good. And so what I do whenever I see commission-based projects, I flag them because how dare you? It doesn't matter that your payment method is verified. It doesn't matter that your phone number is verified. You can still be full of audacity if you think that this is normal. And to anyone that's ever sent a proposal for something that's on commission, now you know it's something that you really want to avoid. So that's the very first thing. Like when it comes to Scam City on Upwork, the first thing that you want to already develop like a keen eye for seeing is words like commission, words like profit share. Like, okay, that's all fine and dandy, ma'am, sir, but what's that got to do with me? Right? So already you should be seeing that as a massive red flag. Budget and compensation. So that is, and the other thing, 20% commission on online sales increase if the target of 30K is met by the end of 2024. And then here comes the kicker, right? Here, here it comes, this part here. Assuming no returns. So you're going to do all that work for free and not even receive your commission payment if you decide to receive commission because you happened to have a couple of returns. So essentially they get to change the rules anytime they please. So the minute you get returns, suddenly it's a problem. The money that you had agreed on is now getting reduced. Do you see that, guys? Are we all seeing that? Are we all aware of it?
Yeah, I can definitely see it. And it's something I would like, it's something I would have missed because I don't typically read the description, but it's still a very, there's a word I wanted to use, but I'm not going to use it, but it's still a very messed up way of doing business.
It is messed up. It's also extremely clever for someone who wants to scam someone that's, you know, obviously not desperate, but definitely looking to get started on their Upwork journey. You'll enthusiastically be like, hi, welcome to Upwork. And then, you know, put your best foot forward and use your finest lingo as taught by Neuro and art and design. Oh my goodness, Neuro, what is their buyer type? They want someone right now. They are very serious with their AI generated project description. I'm just being really mean right now, but there are little things that you definitely wouldn't notice until you look. We didn't even do the magic owl. Yeah, I don't know why the screen stopped sharing. What happened? Can y'all still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank goodness. Everything just went black. And I was like, okay. Do we have any questions? Because you guys are now telling me that you've seen something similar on your feeds, and I'm wondering what is going on. Let's check on YouTube and see how they're doing. Okay, no questions on YouTube? Okay. So there is the number one way that you determine whether or not a project is a scam. Another thing that you can do when you do your magic L, oh, you poor chicken, oh, sweet summer child, whoever this person is, yeah, sorry for you. Now, the client is definitely actively looking for someone, but other people knew what time it was. So 2 hours ago, this person was interviewed. So that's why I said, oh, you sweet summer child. That is essentially how it's done. That is how you determine whether or not a project is a scam or not. Zola's laughing at Scam City. Do we have any other questions besides how to determine if a project is a scam?
Okay, I have one more question for you, Bailey.
Yes, please ask away.
You spoke about flagging the client, right? So I don't know if I'm the only one, or maybe somebody can also attest to this. There's a few of these dodgy clients on Upwork. So my question is, does it give me like a bad, I don't want to say a bad name or what, or bad record? That's the right word to use. Does it give me a bad record if out of 5 of the clients I choose, 4 I need to flag, 4 I need to flag, 3 I need
Oh
to
no,
flag?
it's all
So
anonymous.
Oh, okay. Because
It's all
sometimes I just let it
anonymous.
go because sometimes it'll be like,
You're doing
maybe.
community service and they're welcome. You're making the platform safe for everybody, especially newbies, especially now we're just about to go into the festive season. And so you can just imagine how many people are going to be like, I need to hustle some side money. So for that reason, it's a good thing what you're doing when you flag these dodgy projects. Okay, let me see if I can say
Okay, thank
let
you,
me share my
Bailey.
screen. You're welcome. Let me share my screen and then we'll talk as a squad about what we're looking at. Let's do this one again. On average, let's see. Can y'all see the screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so their payment method is verified, right? It's more than 4 stars, so 4.48 is not bad. They posted 127 jobs, so they have experience on this platform. They currently have 11 open jobs. However, they're not quick to hire. So because they're not like going to hire you today, they have a 48% hire rate. So how do we feel about that? Everybody. Somebody better say something. We've done this now for 2 days. How do we feel about the 48% hire rate, knowing that they have hired or had 127 projects opened before? They've hired 63 times and they've spent close to 60K.
I would honestly go for it. They have a good number of reviews. Their total reviews look good. The higher rate, 48%, for me it would be negligible, but I would definitely go for it based on the amount they've spent and the average hourly rate they have. So I'll go for it.
I love that. Paul, what do you think?
I agree with you, Tato. I'll also go for it.
I don't know. Hey, looking at the rating is just it's not convincing. The 4.48. I don't think I would go for this
Okay, so
because of
you're
the
saying
rating and the higher rate.
you're
Also,
saying there's 2
the
dings, 2 red flags. See if I can put
So
it right
yeah,
here.
so if it was just one, perhaps I would consider it, but now it's two.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think everything else looks fine, I guess. Let's just
Okay,
go
let's
two.
look at the activity on the project and then basically do our magic out. And then we can decide, do we want to still risk it for the biscuit or, all right, so there's no elephants in the room. They have less than 5 people and they themselves have invited 5 people and only 2 of the people they've invited have responded. The other 3 people have not yet said anything and they last viewed this project 2 hours ago.
2
So they
hours ago.
put the project out and they bounced. You know, they left for 2 hours to see if they get any more proposals. And the project was posted 6 hours ago, but they last viewed it 2 hours ago. How do we feel about this situation after we've done the magic out?
Well, I think I'm changing my mind.
And what's the change?
I'm changing my mind because I feel like this project is neglected. It's not given the attention that it needs, firstly. And secondly, they've sent out 5 invites and 3 were not answered, right? But the 2 that did respond, they're already interviewing. So my chances are very slim. So I'll be like, no.
Your chances are slim. Listen, let's quickly recap the math. If you're not in the squad, you're going to eat good after this. Look at this. They posted the project 6 hours ago, right? 2
Yes,
hours ago, they were talking to
they
2
checked on it.
people.
Yes.
2 hours ago, they were talking to 2 people, right? That means it gives you a hint about these 2 candidates. They were last active 2 hours ago. Let me put it this way. If you're standing in a queue for a snack and you're like standing in that queue for a very long time, yes, I said a snack. We are going to use this analogy. If you're standing in a queue for 6 hours and then 4 hours later, you get 2 of the 5 things that you were waiting for and you taste them 4 hours later. And you're like, not really what I was hoping for. I'll wait for these other 3. Does that mean you've made your mind up already?
No, it doesn't necessarily mean I've made up my mind. But what happens if I've tasted and I don't feel like tasting anymore?
Now, girl, I have invited 5 people. I definitely want to know what the other 3 are going to say. If not, one of these people, and also here's the other thing that can be a little bit deceptive about Upwork. This is why it's kind of like a mind game. That's why mindset is so important. How sure are we that the 2 people here are the 2 people that were invited? Because if
Yeah, we'll never
I
know.
decline, exactly, if I decline, it's not noted. What's noted is how many people are being interviewed. So the fact that it's a square number where 5 minus 3 equals 2 doesn't really tell you anything because we still
Yeah,
have
we
this
made our
variable.
own assumptions.
Exactly. We still have X. This variable still exists. And it can come in and throw everything off balance if the value proposition is strong enough. How do we make the value proposition strong enough? We have to know our buyer type. You can determine, this is why attraction marketing is so important. By the way, everyone in the squad, you can add that as a skill. Everyone in the squad does attraction marketing. So knowing the inside of your client is how you bridge that gap between having been invited to the project versus having to steal. This is something that everybody, when they joined me, has always wanted to know how to do. How do I steal a project? This is exactly how you steal it. It looks like it's a slam dunk for these 2 people. In comes the variable, the independent variable, shakes things up a little bit, and suddenly These people are non-factors. So with that being said, I'm still on Tato's side. I would give it a go. Matter of fact, should we give it a go? Let's do it as a squad. Why not? I haven't sent proposals in the squad for that.
Okay, very sorry.
And
Just one more question. Tell me, because this is based on the 2 hours ago, right? This whole scenario we have. If this was more than 2 hours, would you still consider it a steal, or is it based on the 2 hours,
it's
the decision
definitely
that you're
based.
making?
Yeah, the decision I'm making is based on two factors. I'm going to show you this again. They have 11 open jobs. So imagine if you have 11 open jobs and you're receiving proposals from all 11 open jobs. Number one. So we're thinking like a client. And
Okay.
they don't hire immediately. They take their time to hire. Now, I'm good on Upwork. I've got a good amount of clients. So I don't need the money right now. By the way, that's what this is telling you, how long it takes the client to hire. If they're new, of course, their hire rate is going to be 0. And that's why I don't recommend anyone that wants a client now to go for a 0% hire rate.
Okay.
But they've got 11 open jobs. They are really, really, really working for it. And just as Pato pointed out, as well as I believe it was Vicky, it's worth giving this a go simply because the client has hired before. Now, we're on the yes side, but there's still something that could change our minds. So far, it's almost 4.5 positive reviews, right? Almost 4.5 stars, almost 50% hire rate. So they are hiring, and they spent some coins too while they do it. And on average, they pay. So far, so good, right? And
Yes.
so this is what's going to stand in between us and working with this client. Okay, an article published on, okay, case study. Need help creating a certified valuation of my company. All right, the client appears quite confused about the project requirements, although he's always reachable. The issue is that he doesn't know what he needs at the very beginning of the project. He didn't properly clarify his requirements. As a result, I need to do some additional work within the same budget. All right, so the freelancer was quite disgruntled because here's the thing, I'm not mad at the client. In this situation, I'm mad at the freelancer. Why am I mad at the freelancer? Because before you submit your proposal, you have the opportunity to do something in order for us to get rid of this confusion and for the client to properly clarify their requirements. What is the thing that I do to get rid of confusion and to clarify requirements?
Ask questions.
You ask questions. So it's not, remember guys, I always teach you in the squad, go, garbage in, garbage out. Not enough inputs, not enough outputs. Bad information going in, bad results.
Bad information
So
coming out.
Here, when the client is confused, it's your job as the expert. Hello, expert.
Hello.
It's your job as the expert to help the client figure out what it is that they need. And from what I can tell, this is a client that's not averse to giving 5-star reviews. Can you see that? Like they're okay with giving 5 stars. Or 4.3.
Or 4.5.
Yeah, or 4.5. And typically they give like really low stars when they don't pay a lot of money. Or no stars when they don't pay a lot of money. So here they paid 240. They gave 5 stars. They paid 500. They gave 4.3. They paid 1,400. 5 stars. So far, this client is not the drama. I enjoyed working on the task, but the client's communication wasn't great. He blanked out on me severally and tried to trick me into accepting a lower than agreed rate at the start of the project. Okay, the client might be the drama. I don't feel safe working with this client. He talks rubbish and claims refund. Oy vey, he gave me 3 stars and wants 5 stars on his profile. Don't work with him. That's my personal suggestion. Thank you very much, Mrs. S. We're not going to do it, girl. So this is the thing that makes you go, absolutely not. This was looking okay. This was looking good. This was, it gave some people pause, right? 27 people were like, no, girl, don't do it. And 48% higher rate. All right, I'm very sorry to have to cut us off, but I have to head to a one-on-one. However, do we have any other questions? I'm going to stop the share for now and let me know. Any questions? Let me check the chat quickly. TK says, but the client job post talks about commission, so it's not, isn't it against Upwork's terms? Ah, the job post. Let me share my screen again, because we did not even go there. We didn't go there. We were just doing our magic owl and getting the information, and Neuro would have been the one to talk about the commission for us. So let me go back in and check. Oh my Lord, here it is, Scam City. I think today is the day of the butternut. Today's the day of Scam City. Here we go. Open to all comp structures, but priority will be given to those who believe in their craft first. Commission only until their first sale, then salary and commission. Okay, so it's not that it's commission only. It's open to all compensation structures, meaning you can say you want to work hourly, or you can say you want to work on a fixed rate contract. They're open to any kind of a comp structure, but priority will be given to those who accept a commission. Now, it's not necessarily saying that it's commission only, saying commission only until their first sale, then salary and commission. Whereas I would be like, I'm keeping a $100 with you. You're going to pay me hourly, and that's on period. I don't care what the commission looks like. You go and pay me for my work. But based on other freelancers' reviews, and then this information, it all compounds and makes us go, maybe not, right? That was such a good point, TK. Thank you. You came to play, not to play today. What else is going on? Who says, I told y'all it was a no. Listen. Listen, some of us, seeing is believing. But yeah, it's important that you guys know how to get out of Scam City. So if you're watching us on Upwork, we'll be back again next week, Monday. If you are in our group Top Rated Freelancers, it's a free group on Facebook. You're able to ask questions so that we can answer your question in the very next session. And if you're in the squad, I'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. I don't think anything is going to go overtime, so we'll be back again next week, same time. Come on, guys. Tomorrow, please come with your stuff. We're still going to have our 8 p.m. sessions and our afternoon sessions, to be quite honest. It would be nice to see some of you in the afternoon, maybe stealing a moment, maybe in the janitor's closet or something, trying to get that done. Think about it. I'm just saying, I mean, if you need privacy, what better place than the janitor's closet? Like, nobody goes in there. Who grabs mops and brooms? Nobody. So think about it.